So let's come to our standing mountain pose to begin our practice this morning. Feet are hip distance apart. Take a few moments to center and ground through all four corners of both feet. Aligning our joints, gently aligning our spine, activating down through our fingertips. Eyes open or closed as we begin to move within, connecting with the rhythm of our breathing, bringing our presence to our mats and to our practice. As we breathe in and out through our nose, as we each connect to the natural rhythm of our breathing. Let's allow our muscles and joints to relax and release. Allow our minds to quiet and center. Bringing our full presence into the moment for our practice today. As always, let's check in with our bodies, acknowledge any areas that might need a little extra care today, and enjoy our practice this morning without expectations and without judgment. Let's each find our most beneficial practice for us today. So taking a few more moments here to breathe, to center, to relax, and calm. Just take one last centering inhalation and exhalation through our nose. So we inhale, let's sweep both arms overhead. Gently bring palms together, exhale, hands to hearts. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, gently flowing back to our hearts. Next time we inhale, arms overhead, we're going to lift our gaze to our hands. And as we exhale, let's follow our hands down through our heart, little tuck in the chin. Inhale. Looking up. As we exhale, hands down, looking down. One more flow. Inhale. And then exhale. This time, bringing our chin back to neutral, arms to our side. Let's inhale, right arm's going to make a nice sweep, lateral extension. Exhale, release, and then left arm. A few more lateral flexion flows. Breath and movement flowing together, listening to our body. Just gently warming up our spine, our side body. One more flow through the right. One more flow through the left. Inhale, both arms sweeping overhead. Find that length in the spine. Exhale, we're just going to bring our fingertips to our shoulders. Inhale, gently draw the elbows behind. Exhale, bringing them forward. So just a few little flows here, opening up the front and back of our shoulders. Next time we inhale, we're going to bring those elbows back to neutral by our side. Circle forward. So elbows can come towards each other as we circle forward and down. Just warming up that mid back, warming up the shoulder joints, and then reversing our circles. Next time we circle back and down, arms relax down by our side. Let's do a few wrist circles. Just getting all our joints as warmed up as we can on this cold, dreary day. Take a nice centering breath. And as we inhale, let's sweep both arms overhead. As we exhale, bend the knees. We're going to half forward fold, arms reaching behind. Inhale, right arm's going to make a nice big circle. Left arm's going to make a nice big circle. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, we're going to bring our arms through cactus and we're going to move into a chair pose. Inhale, hands come to hearts. Exhale here. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, half forward fold. This time the left arm's going to make a circle first. Right arm's going to make a circle first. Inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, cactus arms into chair. Pressing palms together. Exhale here. One last time, inhale. Exhale, half forward fold, keeping the knees bent. This time as we come up, both arms are going to make a nice big circle. Cactus in chair. Exhale, hands here. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. This time as we exhale, we're going to do a twisting chair. Arms straight up or overhead as we twist to the left. Doing a few more twisting chair flows. Last flow to the right. Last flow to the left. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale. This time we're going to do a full forward fold. Bend the knees, fingertips to the mat. Let's make our way down to all fours. Planting our palms, aligning our joints. Inhale, gentle cow. Exhale, into cat. Just continuing to warm up our spine. Let's go through 2 more cat-cow flows, and then we're going to move into or transition into our sunbird. So last exhale into our cat. Inhale, gently moving into cow. This time as we exhale, draw the belly in, draw the right knee into the chest. Inhale, flex the foot, keep the knee bent, lift into sunbird. Exhale, knee floats in, back to sunbird. 2 more flows on the right side here. And then let's come back to all fours. Pausing here. Let's move to the other side. Inhale, gentle cow. Exhale as we start to draw the belly in, tuck our chin. Left knee is going to draw into our chest. Inhale, sunbird on the left. Continue the flow 3 more times. And then as we exhale, let's come to all fours, shifting our hips back, finding our first child pose. Feel free to just take a few moments, get the weight off the wrist, shift through the hips. Take a few centering, relaxing breaths. And then as we inhale, let's come to all fours. We're going to move into a downward facing dog. So spreading our fingers, curling our toes, stabilize those shoulders, draw the shoulder blades onto the back. And we're going to lift our knees, shift our hips slightly back, and then lift towards the ceiling, finding our downward dog. Arms are strong, shoulders are stable, hips are lifting. And then let's bring the right heel to the mat. So lift the right heel and bring the left heel to the mat. Nice, gentle, alternate heel presses here. And then bringing both heels to the mat. Let's take 1 full breath in downward facing dog. Knees can be bent, heels can be lifted, but arms are strong, shoulders stable, spine is lengthening, hips are lifting. On our next inhale, we're going to float to all fours. Untuck our toes. Exhale, keep your hands planted, your knees planted as we move into a child pose. Remembering hips don't have to come all the way back to our heels. Inhale back to all fours, curl the toes, exhale, downward dog. So feel free to move just in and out of child pose if that's a better little flow for you, or maybe just go from downward dog to all fours if that feels like the flow you'd like to do this morning. Make it your own. We're still warming up, moving through this flow a few more times with our breath. The next time we find ourselves in all fours, or on all fours, I should say, pause here. Let's do 1 more gentle warm up. We're going to do our chest stretch and thread the needle. So left hand's going to stay on the mat, right arm's going to Make a sweep. Exhale. Bring it through to our thread the needle. Inhale and exhale. Two more flows here with the right side, threading the needle. And then back to all fours. Let's switch to our right hand, and left arm's going to sweep and thread underneath that right arm. And then let's take one more brief rest in our child pose. Again, getting off our wrists. Feel free to massage the wrists, shift the hips, relax the head. Take a few calming, centering breaths. And then coming to all fours, stepping 1 foot forward, doesn't really matter which one. Let's find forward fold. Gently bend both knees. Inhale, both arms are going to sweep overhead. Exhale, hands come together in front of our hearts. Let's take a brief pause here, check in, remembering to keep water handy, taking some in whenever we feel we need to be hydrated. As we come to mountain, as we center and align, let's inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat, right foot's going to step back. We're going to come up into a warrior one. So as we bend the left knee, as we anchor the right heel, let's extend both arms overhead. Turn the palms forward. Take an inhale here, exhale, we're going to straighten the left leg and bring our arms down to moonflowers. Inhale, bend and extend. Exhale, straighten and moonflower arms. The next time we inhale, left knee bends, arms overhead, holding our warrior one. Relax the shoulders. Keep the legs active, the hips stable, the breath flowing. One more inhalation, exhale, we're going to open up into warrior two. Bending the right knee, anchoring that right hip, extending both arms. One more inhale, exhale, cartwheel fingertips to the mat. Right foot steps forward, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, let's find chair pose. Arms can reach forward, stay at our thighs, or extend alongside our ears. Roll the shoulder blades onto the back, tuck the tailbone. Feel the strength of our chair pose. Next inhale, we're going to straighten. Exhale, arms float back to our side. Taking a breath or two here. Let's inhale, both arms sweeping overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat, left foot steps back. As we move into our warrior one, let's keep that right leg straight. Extend our arms overhead, turn our palms forward. Inhale as we move into our warrior one, bending the right knee, arms are going to come to moonflowers. And then exhale, straighten and lengthen. So just reversing the movement from our first side. When the knee bends, the elbows bend. One more flow. And then let's hold warrior one in our moonflowers. Relax the top of the shoulders, draw those shoulder blades together. Stabilize the hips and legs. One more inhalation here, exhale. We're going to open up into our warrior two once more. Feel free to adjust the feet for stability. Keep that right knee safe. Tuck that left glute under. As we inhale, arms extend. We're going to turn our palms up this time, relaxing the shoulders. Maybe bring that gaze over that right palm. Breathing in our warrior two. One more inhalation here, exhale. It's cartwheel fingertips to the mat. Left foot steps forward, forward fold. We're going to gently bend the knees, inhale, full extension. This time as we move into chair, hips back, core engaged, arms forward, lifting our heels, balancing chair. Even if we do one heel at a time. One more inhale, exhale, hands come back to heart as we lower the heels. Coming back to mountain, taking a breath or two here. Inhale, both arms sweeping overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat, right foot steps back. We're going to find a warrior two. So let's start with our left leg straight, anchoring through that right heel, stabilizing that right hip. We're going to bring our arms overhead. And as we move into our warrior two, as we inhale, we're going to bring our arms down and all the way behind us, like crisscross behind and then straighten. So we're making almost like a full circle as we move in and out of our warrior two. One more flow here. This time, as we move into warrior two, arms are behind. We're just going to bend the elbows and gently hold on to opposite elbows. Maybe we're holding on to opposite wrists, opposite forearms, and then turning our head, looking over that left shoulder. So nice long spine, gentle expansion across the front of the shoulders. Calm, centering breath. On our next inhalation, we're just going to keep that right arm crossed across our back and lift that left arm up, finding a peaceful warrior. So left arm reaches overhead, maybe our gaze comes up. Keep that right arm gently across your low back. One more inhalation here as we exhale. We're going to go the other way, left forearm to left thigh, right arm stays behind our back as we find our side angle. And then maybe gently rotate our heart towards the ceiling a little bit, a little more opening across the front of the shoulders, nice long spine. Breathing here. One more inhale, exhale. This time we're going to unwrap that right arm, cartwheel fingertips to the mat. Right foot steps forward, forward fold, bend the knees, sink the hips, flow up through chair. Exhale, hands come together in front of our hearts. Taking a moment here, we've got the other side to do. So let's inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat. Left foot steps back as we find our warrior one, warrior two. We're going to do that same arm flow. So let's start with our legs straight, our arms extended overhead. As we inhale, bend the right knee, sweep the arms all the way behind, maybe adding a little crisscross if that feels good for your shoulders. One more flow. And then as we move into warrior two, right knee bends, arms behind, bend the elbows, gently hold, maybe wrists, forearms, or elbows here. And then gently keeping our shoulders and hips in alignment. Let's turn our head looking over that right shoulder if that's comfortable for your neck. Breathing here. On our next inhalation, left arm stays put, right arm's going to make a sweep overhead into our peaceful warrior. One more inhalation here. As we exhale, we're going to extend the other way. Keep that spine long, right forearm to right thigh, lengthen the spine, reach through that left heel, gently open up the heart, and maybe turn the gaze to look towards the ceiling, side angle. You can also keep that gaze turned towards the right, looking down at our right foot, whatever feels best for your neck and spine today. One more inhalation here. Exhale, cartwheel fingertips to the mat. Left foot steps forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, flowing up through chair. Exhale, hands come together in front of our hearts. One more little flow here before we move into our balance pose. So let's inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Just take 2 breaths in forward fold. Give your spine a chance to decompress. And then inhale, let's half lift into monkey. Nice long spine, feel the core engaged, shoulder blades drawn to the back. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat. Right foot's going to step back. And we're going to set up for warrior 1. So we're going to do our warrior 1 to warrior 3 flow. So we start with our legs straight. If you feel a little wobbly, walk that left foot out. We want stability from the soles of our feet all the way up, arms by our side. On an inhale, let's bring both arms up, bending that knee, warrior 1. Exhale, arms are going to come out to a T as we float that right foot off the floor, maybe coming up on our tippy toes. Left knee stays bent. And then inhale, we're going to come back to warrior 1. Exhale, straighten the leg, lower the arms. Let's go through the flow, challenging our balance a little bit each time. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 3. Inhale, back to warrior 1. And then straighten and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale down. Let's do our flow 2 more times, and then we're going to hold each pose. Last flow here. Inhale, warrior 1, 3 breaths here. Find your center, feel your strength, engage the core. One last inhale, exhale. Arms can be in any position. Feel free to keep your arms overhead as we find warrior 3, 5 breaths here. One more inhale. As we exhale, we're going to come back to warrior 1, straighten our legs, and step back to mountain. And take a breath. We've got one more side to go. So let's inhale, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift monkey. Engage the core. These are the muscles we want to engage for our warrior 3. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips to the mat. Left foot steps back, setting up once more. So that stable base with our legs straight, arms by our side. Here we go with our flow. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, start maybe with just a power lunge here. Keep that left big toe on the mat. Inhale, back to warrior 1. Exhale, straighten and lower. continue the flow. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, straighten and lower. Two more flows here. Last flow. Breath and movement. We're fully present in the moment. Let's inhale, hold our warrior one, 3 breaths. Find that center of strength and stability. One more inhale, exhale. Our warrior 3, arms overhead, out to airplane, even on our thighs, 5 breaths. Reach through that left heel, extend through the crown of the head, keep the core engaged. On our next inhale, we're going to come back to warrior 1. Exhale, straighten and lower, and step back to mountain. Roll your shoulders, take a breath. We are going to do one more balance pose. And we're going to do a standing twist. So feel free to go to a table, a chair, a wall if you have one handy, or freestyle if you'd like. But if we're going to use some support, just so that we're kind of all on the same page and doing the same pose, we're going to turn sideways so that our right side is closer to our wall or table, whatever we want to use. So once we're here in mountain, we're going to shift our weight to our left leg. That's going to be our standing leg. Right foot's going to lift, so we can be on our toe. We can lift that whole foot. Take an inhalation here. To add our twist, we're going to twist to the right. Fingertips to our table, to our chair, our wall, maybe one arm behind, hands on hips. Again, whatever works for you in your twist. Knee stays forward. The twist is above the hips. 5 breaths in our twist. And when we're ready, slowly coming out of our twist, coming out of our balance, give everything a nice shake. Take a few moments. We've got one more side to go. So let's turn it around so that left side is closer to our stabilizing position or place. Finding mountain, shifting our weight to our right leg, core engages, spine stays long, lift that left heel or foot. Take one more inhale, find some length, twist to the left. Using our stabilizing surface. Challenging our balance for 5 breaths. One more inhale, exhale, come out of the twist, come out of the balance. Let's make our way back to our mats, rolling our shoulders, taking a few calming, centering breaths. As we meet in mountain, as we connect with our breath, let's inhale both arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Let's take 3 breaths in our forward fold. And then as we bring our fingertips to our mat, bend your knees enough so you can feel your belly resting on your thighs. We're going to do our little squat flow here. So on an inhale, we're going to lift our heels, lift our gaze, coming into our squat. Exhale, let's go back to forward fold. Inhale, into our squat, exhale. Do our flow a few more times. Last flow, inhaling here, exhale back to our forward fold. And we're going to step our right foot straight back, right knee comes down. We're going to come into a kneeling lunge. So cushion that right knee if we need to. Walk that left foot out for stability. Inhale, both arms overhead. Keep a little tuck in the tailbone. And as we exhale, arms are going to reach all the way back and behind, adding a chest expansion. And then gently starting to open this right hip, lifting the heart. Keep that left knee in line with that left ankle. So you might have to scoot that left foot forward a little bit. Let's take 5 heart opening breaths here. One more inhalation here. Exhale, fingertips come to the mat. Your choice, stepping back, downward facing dog or child pose. Take 3 breaths in either pose, centering, calming. Pose before we move to the other side. Then gently coming to all fours, left foot steps forward. Moving into our kneeling lunge on the other side again, cushioning that left knee, stabilizing our hips with our right leg, inhaling both arms overhead. Keep the length in the spine, arms reach out, come behind, interlacing, or we can also do our wrap again, and then gently letting that left hip open. Relax the back of the shoulders, lift through the heart, breathing here. One more inhalation here. Exhale, we're going to gently bring fingertips to the mat. Right foot steps back. Let's find child pose. Taking a few breaths, feel free to shift the hips here. Open up that low back. And then coming to all fours, we're going to come to an upright position, and we're going to turn ourselves so that we're facing the long side of our mat. We're going to do our gate pose today. So legs are hip distance apart, shoulders are over our hips, or hips are over our knees, shoulders are over our hips. Take a breath here, and then our right leg is going to step out to the side. So find a stabilizing position, and we want to cushion this left knee if we need to. Trying to keep our hip and our ankle in alignment. Right hand's going to come to our thigh. Inhale, left arm's going to reach overhead. So this can be our gate pose. We can open our gate a little bit more if we'd like to add a little extension, but straight up is fine. We're gently pressing through that right foot to keep the hips stable, breathing, relaxing the shoulders. One more inhale, exhale. We're going to straighten our spine, lower our left arm, and then slide that right leg back until we're back into our upright position with everything aligned. Take a pause here. Then we're going to move to the other side. So shifting the weight to the right, extending that left leg out, aligning our joints, keeping that spine aligned, left hand on our left leg, right arm reaches overhead. Take a few breaths here, stabilize the hips, add that extension if it feels right for us today. One more inhale, let's extend our spine. Exhale, right arm down, left leg in. Maybe roll the shoulders once, and then we're going to gently lower to one hip and make our way to seated mountain. Feel free to sit on a folded blanket or pillow if you normally do, to lift your hips a little bit. That releases the low back. Legs are active, reaching through the heels. Spine is aligned, gently lengthening through the crown of the head. Taking a breath here. And then we're going to walk our legs wide, straddle position. So once we've got our legs straddled, we still have our legs active, our toes are pointed toward the ceiling. We're gently extending through our heels as we inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, we're going to extend straight through the middle. Lengthening for one more inhale, exhale, keep the length in the spine, and we're going to support our spine, hands on the mat or on our legs. Take one more inhale, exhale, slowly start to soften and breathe in our wide leg forward fold. Our next inhale, gently lengthen our spine. Exhale, we're going to slowly unhinge out of our wide leg forward fold. Bring our legs back, shake everything out. Feel free to roll the shoulders. And then we're going to bend both knees, gently rolling onto our backs. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. Massage out that low back. And then rocking back to center, let's float both feet to the floor, knees are bent, aligning ourselves for bridge pose. So on our next inhale, let's press through both feet, lift through both hips. Keep the arms on the mat active, and then exhale. We're just going to bring the spine and the hips back to the mat, one fluid movement. So it's an inhalation to lift, an exhalation to lower. Let's do that one more time, and then we're going to add some arm flows to this. So the next time we inhale into our bridge, right arm is going to make a sweep overhead so that when we're in our bridge, that right arm is extended all the way behind us. Exhale, we're going to lower the right arm, lower the hips. Everything meets at the mat at the same time, if we can. Inhale, same with the left arm. So breath and movement, we're coordinating upper and lower body with our breath, alternating arm flows. Pressing evenly through both feet, right arm one more time. And then we're going to do our flow two more times. So you have a choice here, staying with the alternating arms, or maybe both arms would want to reach overhead. Exhale, lower everything down. One more time, both arms or the left arm. And then the next inhale, we're going to be holding our bridge. So your choice to keep arms down or arms overhead. 5 breaths in whatever bridge pose we have chosen for today. And as we take our 5th exhalation, we're going to lower our hips and spine, lower our arms if they were extended. Coming back to lie our spine on our mats, draw the knees to chest. Giving our low back a gentle massage. Feel free to rock side to side. Maybe little circles would feel good. And then as we rock back to center, let's float our feet back to the floor. And we're going to cross our arms once more, grabbing opposite elbows, and rest our hands on our belly. Or actually, no, let's rest, bring them up so we're making like a little square above our chest. So our shoulder blades are stable on the mat. We're grabbing elbows, or maybe it's forearms or wrists. On an inhale, we're going to shift both arms over to the right, bringing that right upper arm, maybe even the right elbow, to touch the mat or get pretty close. So we're stretching through the back of that left arm, left shoulder. Exhale back to center, and then we're going to go to the other side. Left arm goes to the left, back to center. So we're going to do this back and forth from side to side just a few more times, so that upper arm elbow does not have to reach all the way to the mat. So we want to keep the hips stable, the low back stable, both shoulder blades on the back. Next time we go to the right, let's take 3 breaths here. Then slowly come back to center. And then we're going to inhale, elbows to the left, 3 breaths here. And then we're going to slowly bring those arms back to center and release the arms by our side. Take a breath or 2 here. So we're going to move through one more twist. So let's walk our feet wide. We're going to do a wide leg twist, and we're going to add an arm flow to that. So feet are wide, or legs are wide, arms are by our side. On an inhale, let's flow the knees to the right. Both arms are going to reach overhead. So we may be alongside the ears, maybe more like a V or even a T. Exhale, we're going to bring our knees back to center, arms back down. Inhale, knees to the left, arms reach at whatever angle feels right for your shoulders and upper back. Exhale, back to center. Let's do one more flow, or 2 more flows each side. We're just warming up the hips, the spine, and the shoulders. One more flow each side. Getting our joints nice and lubricated, getting our muscles warmed up. The next time we flow our knees to the right, arms extended, we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. So find a position where you can let your arms, shoulders, chest relax. Keep the jaw relaxed, and relax this left hip, the low back, the spine. With our next breath, let's gently bring our knees back to center, float our arms back down to our side, and pause. Check the alignment of our spine, the stability of our shoulders and hips, the placement of our feet. Inhaling, knees to the left, arms extending once more, 5 breaths here. Releasing and relaxing. Finding that shoulder angle, finding that knee and hip angle as well as we breathe in our twist. With our next breath, gently bring those knees back to center, float the arms back down alongside the body, realign our spine, to walk our feet back to their hip distance apart, to draw both knees to chest, giving them a nice hug, and a lower back massage. On an inhale, let's extend just the right leg and right arm, left knee is going to stay gently hugging in. And then exhale, bring that knee back to the chest. Inhale, left side's going to extend. Exhale. Inhale, both legs, both arms. Stretch any way that feels good. Wiggle the fingers and toes. And then as we exhale, we're going to sweep the arms, bring both knees to chest. One more gentle hug. And then as we float our feet to the floor, bring the soles of our feet together. Let's let our knees release out to the side. Let's take 5 breaths in reclining butterfly. Relaxing across the shoulders, relaxing across the hips, releasing across the low back. As we begin our transition into final relaxation, if reclining butterfly is a comfortable pose for you, please feel free to stay here. If and when you'd like to move out of reclining butterfly, we can gently draw the knees together, maybe hug them to our chest. Feel free to do any additional poses as we each find our comfortable position for final relaxation today. As we settle ourselves comfortably on our mats, taking the time to make those minor adjustments, to feel the relaxation across the back of our hips and low back, our upper back and shoulders, comfortable position for the back of our head. And when we are physically comfortable on our mats, connecting once more to the relaxing, rhythmic flow of our breathing. The gentle, rhythmic rise and fall of our bellies as we breathe. Following the relaxing energy as it begins to move throughout our body. Relaxing our toes and our feet. Relaxing our legs, hips, and hip joints. Relaxing our spine, our rib cage, shoulder blades, lower and upper back. Relaxing our fingers and hands. Relaxing our arms, shoulders, and shoulder joints. Let's relax our neck and our jaw. Soften our cheeks and our forehead. Our eyes rest comfortably in their sockets. The back of our head resting comfortably on our mats. Our full presence in the moment, relaxed, calm, and at peace as we enjoy final relaxation today. Let's begin to wake ourselves up. Let's take our time as we gently begin to move and stretch, begin to wake up our muscles, wake up our joints, wake up our bodies, as well as our minds. Let's take our time, staying relaxed, staying calm, staying peaceful. And when we feel ready, bending our knees, rolling to our side, making our way to a comfortable seated position on our mats. Let's take these last few moments of our practice to acknowledge all that we're feeling at this moment. Acknowledging all that our practice offered us this morning. Taking all that we need as we take our last inhalation. And as we exhale, let's draw it within, sealing it there to take with us, to enjoy through our day. Namaste.